Okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Kansas Speedway here tonight for a lovely evening, or I guess this is the daytime, here at the Kansas Speedway for some Integrity Racing League. My name is, of course, Chad Dalton, as always, and that, over there next to me somewhere, is Mr. Trevor Cameron. Trevor, we took a bit of a break last week. We weren't up here in the broadcast booth with Integrity Racing League, but we are back this week and ready for Kansas. How about you?
I'm still trying to get over the fact that you said, and that over there is Trevor Cameron. but I'm doing fabulous, Chad. I'm glad to be back up here in the booth. I was unfortunately away from the office, and I wasn't able to make it last week. So, but I'm excited to be back up here and get some good racing in here. We got this race and one more before they lock down the chase here. So it should be exciting as people are fighting to clinch up those last few positions and make their way into the chase here.
Yeah, absolutely. And of course, Kansas Speedway, fairly new to the sim here on iRacing. So some of these guys are probably driving this track for maybe even the first time. So it'll be very interesting to see what kind of racing we have here this evening.
Yeah, definitely. Right now out there, the guys are have just started qualifying. They're about a minute into it here as these guys try to get set the field here. We've in the practice we had the 15 truck of Michael Stroll was the leader in practice. We'll see if we can back that up in qualifying here. We only have 6 trucks who have taken time so far. Now 7, now 8. I'm just going to stop counting. But in any event, they're out there getting some qualifying laps down there with Daniel Holloway leading the way at this point in time. That's nice to see him up top of the leaderboard as he gets knocked off.
Yeah, I also want to note for some of you Andrew Fayesh III fans out there listening here tonight, he was second fastest in the practice session, and Trevor, he has won, I believe it is 3 of the last 4 races, including last week's race at the Milwaukee Mile that we were not in attendance for. But so Andrew on a bit of a string here lately, so we'll have to keep an eye on that 77 machine to see if he can get it done yet again here tonight in Kansas, as we are probably about halfway through qualifying, I would imagine.
Yeah, looking at the clock, as is my normal job. You're about right there on that, Chad. It's like you were saying, this is a new track to the sim. It's a fun track. I was watching these guys during practice. So I saw a lot of people having some problems getting loose coming off the corners here, which seems to be a common theme with this fixed setup racing here, where these guys will just have a little bit of trouble keeping the rear end underneath them there. And so we're going to have to watch for that as we go into the night. I'm seeing a couple people have actually spun out on their qualifying laps as well. So I think that's going to be prevalent all through the night.
Yeah, and Kansas Speedway is a very interesting track right now. They just did a repave about a year ago or so. And of course, iRacing scanned this track and they put it on the sim here not too many months ago. And the interesting thing that I've seen thus far, at least Trevor here, is the outside groove tends to be the fastest, at least with the truck. So I would anticipate that we will see a lot of these guys racing up next towards the wall, and that should create some interesting races. I'll be very curious to see how passing works with the groove being up that high.
Yeah, because you'll probably see a lot of guys, like you said, the fastest way around the track is up by that wall. But I mean, if you're going to have to pass somebody, you're not going to be able to do it up by the wall if somebody's already there. So people are going to have to make some moves, make some chances, and try to dive down to take that inside lane and try to make it work. So it's going to be interesting. Plus, I know there's a lot of people who are experts when it comes to wall riding type tracks type thing. But I know that it can be a very challenging and taxing thing to do. So we're going to have to watch to make sure these guys don't end up smashing the wall while they're trying to stay close to it.
Yeah, basically don't blink, because one split second you can be cruising right along up against the wall and then you're in it, and you tend to get stuck in the wall when you get up there into it. So it can cause some issues, and if you don't hit it too hard, at the very worst you're probably going to lose a lot of spots. But bad things can happen, so we'll definitely be keeping our eye on that as we go throughout the night. 125 laps around this 1.5 mile track. The weather is pretty good out here, Trevor. About a 62-degree day. That is in, of course, Fahrenheit. The wind, though, is going to be blowing about 15 mile an hour, give or take a mile an hour throughout the night. So it'll be interesting to see if the wind plays a factor as well. Of course, we are in Kansas, so the wind blows pretty strong out here.
Yeah, so I guess that's probably they probably had it set to realistic weather in order to for the winds to be up there and a little bit cooler temperatures. I don't know. I mean, 15 miles an hour. I mean, I'm wondering if that's going to affect getting the rear of these trucks around on them as they try to go into these corners and get a little bit of unstable air underneath them, and maybe that might be what's causing a lot of this looseness I was seeing during practice.
Well, it can certainly help, so we'll have to keep an eye on that throughout the evening and see if that does create problems or not. Just to let everybody know right now, James Hudson is current pole sitter, although we still have a few more trucks, I think, to complete some qualifying laps here.
Yeah, it's we mentioned that we were halfway through qualifying. Normally these guys run a 5-minute qualifying, but tonight they actually have it set for 10 minutes, so we have a little bit longer to set the field here. We had 23 trucks took practice time, so I would expect to see at least that many take qualifying time, with maybe a few people trying to start towards the back of the field and not take qualifying time. Not sure how that's going to play out, but 17 trucks so far, so all but 6 have gone out there and laid down a qualifying lap so far.
And of course, coming into tonight's race here, the most pole getter, the guy with the highest pole total for this season, I don't believe is actually here this evening. I'm taking a quick glance at the entry list. I don't see his name there on the entry list, but that would be, of course, Matt Busa, who has won 11 poles this season, which is pretty good considering I believe that this is the 25th race.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's we've kind of documented over the weeks Matt Boos's up and down season, I guess. But one thing that he is excellent at is doing that qualifying lap, that one lap when it counts kind of thing. So interesting that he's not in the field tonight. Not sure why that is, but I think looking at the points here, like I mentioned, we have 2 races left till the chase here. I mean, Michael Duell is still in the lead of these standings here. So, and that's been pretty much the case all throughout the season. But there are some people down there fighting for those lower positions, but the top is pretty much solid right now.
Yeah, Michael Duell coming into tonight's race with about a 14-point race lead over Jacob Fife. Matthew Wright coming in third at the moment. Jeff Barger is in fourth. Bruce Knowing in fifth. Daniel Holloway, continuing to have a pretty solid season, is up to sixth in standings. Brian Harvey is seventh. Alan Roll is eighth. Jim Papa Fife in ninth. Matt Busa, who we were just talking about there a minute ago. And he comes into tonight 10th in the point standings. So, of course, pretty big spread there on the points right now, but that'll all change when we start the chase here in a few weeks.
Yeah, and one thing to note here as well is that Brad Patton is in 11th position. He's only 20 points behind Matt Busa right now, and Brad is in the field tonight where Matt is not, so that could shake up that last chase position.
Yeah, we'll definitely have to see how Brad has a good race tonight, and also not too much further away from those guys would be Andrew Fayesh at third and 12th in points. But and of course Andrew has won 7 races, which is really impressive, and is the most this season out of any driver. The next closest would be Michael Duell with 4 wins. So Andrew Fayesh having a bang of season thus far, and Trevor, I believe it's about time to head trackside to get the national anthem going and get tonight's race underway.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare
And welcome back, everybody, after the that lovely rendition of the national anthem. We see the trucks are down here on pit road gridding up, and looks like James Hudson was able to hold on in that 53 truck and hold on the pole with Andrew Fayash III on his outside in the 77 truck.
Row number 2 is going to see the number 18 of Brad Patton, and to his outside, that number 6 truck of Bobby Keith.
The number 26 truck of Daniel Holloway, good qualifying effort for him, starting in 5th position. And in 6th, we have the 13 of Matthew Wright.
The number 02 machine of Christopher Sheila will roll off in 7th. To his outside, one of the guys we've seen a lot here lately would be the 91 truck of Cody Kutzner.
Rolling off 9th, we have the 8 truck of Anthony Yankello, and our points leader in the 88 truck, Michael Duell, starts in 10th.
Rolling off 11th in the 63 machine, Jim Papa Fife. To his outside, that 17 truck of Chris Freeman.
We have the 64 truck starting in 13th position of Robert Cook, and Marcus Lambert bings that 96 truck in 14th position.
Starting 15th, the 80 of Eugene Wilkinson. To his outside, 44, James Hickson.
And the last truck to qualify on time, Alan Roll, starts in 17th position in the 94 truck, and Chris Pedersen starts the 23 truck in 18th position.
Rolling off 19 is Bruce Knowing, CJ Cornanucci. I probably messed that up, but that's okay. We'll roll off in 20th. Nick Starler, Michael Stroff, Michael Gennarelli, Jeffrey Gennarelli. I'm bad at pronouncing names, but we're getting ready to go green here, folks. So just wanted to roll off the rest of the grid. Green flag is out, and a great start from Michael Hudson there. Or James Hudson. Beg your pardon.
And they roll off into that first corner there. A couple of two wide positions there. That's going to be probably pretty tense for those guys on the cold tires getting into the first corner, but everybody seems to have managed to mind their P's and Q's and stay out of everybody's way. So a nice respectful start again here.
Yeah, good start all the way through the field. Some 2x2 racing here at the front and also towards the rear. Has got a bit of a battle there for third place right now, but looks like that's going to settle out. And as we were kind of talking there pre-race, Trevor, already some guys up near the wall. And one guy, I believe that's Bobby Keith in the 6 machine, that got a little bit too close for comfort and got stuck in the wall. So he's going to lose several positions here on lap 2.
Yeah, Bobby, he started in 4th position there. And now looks like he's fallen all the way back to, we'll have to wait till they get the scoring line here to update there. But looks like he's in position 13 now.
Yeah, that getting up there in those walls can definitely hurt you right now. But looking back up front here, that 77 machine of Andrew Fayash III, he got the lead this past time by. And he's got a bit of a lead now, a couple of truck lengths, or actually he's in second, beg your pardon. Couple trucks linked behind here. So right now we're gonna queue up the battle here.
Yeah, I was actually just checking my old binoculars there. I'm looking. It's like I took the lead. It's like, wow, I'm not sure there because I'm looking at him in second position with James Hudson there up in the lead. But you know, I mean, we're up here in the broadcast booth. It's a little bit hard to see some of these trucks and looking at those pretty paint schemes out there.
Yeah, and a little bit further back in the field, we got another truck that just bounced her off the wall, and I think he did quite a bit of damage with that as well. That was the 64 machine there, Robert Cook. Got into the wall coming out of turn 2, so already a couple of trucks have found the wall.
Yeah, and I think that's going to be a theme going out through the night. Like we mentioned, it is fastest up towards that wall going through those corners, and that is just it's a knife's edge. I mean, you know, you have to play it like that, but you know, like you said, you blink and you're into that wall and you get some heavy damage on the truck. Oh, we have a truck sideways on the backstretch into the inside wall.
And caution is out.
Looks like that's the 63 of Jim Papa Fife.
Yeah, poor Jim, only here on lap 5. Looks like he just got loose down there coming out of turn 2. A little bit lower line on the racetrack there from Jim, and he went head on into the fence. That was a hard clobber there for the 63 machine, and unfortunately just looks like he lost it all on his own there.
Yeah, almost looked like he almost saved it there. As a matter of fact, as he came off, he got loose, tried to save it, and then just went around all the rest of the way.
Also, right before that happened, I was getting ready to say it until the caution came out there, but the 17 of Chris Freeman found the wall. So we've already gotten 3 trucks within about a 5-lap span here that have gotten stuck up there on the outside wall. So like we were talking about there a minute ago, Trevor, it is definitely a close... You're running very close. It's a very hard line, and a lot of people will cross it because it's just so difficult to keep the truck down there. But it's unfortunate to see some of these trucks already find the wall. Looks like all of our leaders are going to stay out. Here we're only working lap 7, so not really a surprise.
Yeah, definitely not. I mean, we know that, well, actually, let's bring it up to the attention of our fans. The Integrity Racing League actually does have a pit stop limit on how many pit stops they can make during the race here. So a lot of these trucks are going to want to save those pit stops when they actually need them. And 7-lap-old tires, 6-lap-old tires is definitely not the time to be using up that pit stop unless you need it.
Yeah, and I don't think we'll see too bad of tire wear here tonight. Again, this is a fairly newly paved racetrack here, and you know these tires hold up pretty well. I would imagine here on this pavement. So, along with that pit limit, I would anticipate that these guys will be quite content with the tires that they have on right now. James Hudson, who I mistakenly called Michael Hudson earlier, my apologies again for that, but he is currently the race leader. Andrew Fash III is still in 2nd, and Brad Patton is 3rd. Matthew Wright 4th. Cody Kutzner is up to 5th. Daniel Holloway, having a good start to the race here tonight, is in 6th. Anthony Ankello in that number 8 machine up to 7th. Christopher Sheila is in 8th. Michael Dole is in 9th, and Marcus Lambert is in 10th. That is your current top 10 as we complete lap 7 and begin lap 8.
Yeah, and one other thing to notice here, we've been talking about the points leader and what's going on as these guys are doubling up, is one thing to watch is the 18 truck of Brad Patton and the 91 of Cody Kutzner, because those are the 2 guys, well, actually, and James Hudson as well. Those 3 trucks are really battling it out for the Rookie of the Year competition this season, and they're really, really close in the points with Brad at 134 and Cody at 126 and James at 123. So that is really close, and all those guys are having really good races to begin tonight. So we'll see how that all plays out towards the end of the night.
Yeah, absolutely. That battle, Rookie of the Year battle, has been shaping up here over the last several weeks, so that's going to be exciting to watch, along with the chase for the championship as we get into the chase here in a couple of weeks. Like you said, though, Trevor, we're doubling up here for the restart. And looks like, you know, in a way I'm kind of surprised by this, but maybe it's just an experiment. But James Hudson is elected the inside for the restart here. So we'll see what kind of a jump he gets here on Andrew as the pace car is going to take that awesome left-hand turn that we all love here in a couple of seconds. And James Hudson's going to bring him down to the green. Bit of an accordion effect there, but James Hudson gets an awesome start and proving me wrong there with that inside lane. So he gets right up to the outside wall and will truck on. He's actually got a pretty big lead. Yeah,
definitely, and looks like looks like the 77 is drafting, trying to get up back to the lead there. There's a couple of trucks there that are just racing really close together there. It's a bit surprising to see.
Yeah, I think he was basically being pushed down the back straightaway there by Matthew Wright.
That's another thing, as they go past the start-finish line, another thing you'll notice is a lot of guys will dive down to that inside lane there and right at the start-finish line where it gets flat there, and you can race there. You can go there without too much problems. It's when you get down towards the apron in the corners that you run into problems, but you can do that.
Oh, and we've got Mr. Brad Patton has kind of found the wall there. It looks like he recovered fairly well, but he's going to lose a few spots from that. So that's about the 4th truck now here tonight, Trevor, that we've already seen catch the wall. And he's recovered fairly nicely, already starting to try and pick up a position that he lost there. But he lost a good couple of spots there.
Yeah, and actually
another truck on the wall. Oh, and we might have a wreck. Oh, they saved it, though. I think that's Anthony Ankello that got stuck on the wall that time.
And Brad's up against the wall and slow again here.
Yeah, so both Brad Patton and Anthony Ankela find the wall there in turn 2. Anthony almost got turned around after hitting the wall. And Anthony, unfortunately, is going to lose a lot of spots here as he's fallen almost to the rear of the field.
Well, and that's another thing that we're going to watch as up front we have the 6 truck looking on the inside there.
Another truck. Daniel Holloway just caught the one. Oh, he's going to lose it. Oh, hang on to it, Daniel. Oh, what a good save.
Nice job by Daniel.
Boy, that was a great save there, and the 00 truck trying to take advantage of that as well. But unfortunately for Daniel Holloway there, he's going to lose a lot of spots.
Yeah, and he's going to have to be careful getting back up on that racing surface and not lose it. And looks like he's got back on. Obviously lost the pack here, but there's plenty of time to make that back up.
Yeah, only working lap 13 here of 125, so he's got plenty of time. Can even use a little pit strategy if he needs to. But right now, Trevor, checking out our leaders here, the 53 has got a little bit of a gap now on Andrew Fayesh III, about half a second or so. So I'm pretty impressed, the 53 truck being able to drive away here a little bit from the last week's winner and the guy who has the most wins in the series. That's got to feel pretty good.
Yeah, definitely. Anytime that you can put some distance and you can outrace somebody of the caliber of Andrew Fayesh, then you got to feel good about yourself. Like that right there is an accomplishment.
It absolutely is. So he's got right at a half-second lead. Cody Kutzner, though, in that 91 truck is stalking the 77 right now. So look out for Cody here. He's been working that outside lane, whereas Andrew, at least the last couple laps that I've been watching, Andrew in the 77 has been working the bottom of the track. So it looks as though if you got a pretty good handling truck, which I mean, I know that this is fixed setup racing, but still, if your truck is handling well for you, it looks like you can make that bottom work, as Andrew has been trying to do that almost every lap down there in 3 and 4.
Yeah, and as we mentioned it, I think at the beginning of the broadcast here, this is fixed setup racing, so everybody has the same setup underneath each of these trucks. I know we mention that each week, but you never know when you have new fans tuning in here. So, it's going to be a matter of whether or not you can make that setup work for you. It's because it's not like these guys have a chance to get these trucks set up so that they can race that bottom line. It's whether or not they can take what was given to them and make it work. So some people probably practice that bottom line, knowing that if they're going to make some passes, that was about the only way they were going to do it. So that's probably some smart thinking.
A little bit further back in the field, the 88 truck currently, our points leader coming in to this evening's race, of course, is Michael Doole. He was a little loose there a couple of laps ago, and he's been losing a few spots here, Trevor, at the beginning stages of the race here, but I wouldn't be surprised to see that 88 up there at the end of the race. We saw, I think it was the Indianapolis broadcast that we did there, as another truck gets up into the wall.
Ooh.
Boy, that was scary. But anyways, we saw at that Indianapolis race that Jacob Fife, I believe it wasn't really up near the front, and then all of a sudden there at the end, there he was. So I wouldn't be surprised to see that 88 truck have a similar night here tonight, but that was the 69, Bruce going there, that got a little bit up into the wall, but did a great job of recovering.
Yeah, actually, and not only did he do a good job of recovering, but the 15 truck behind him did a good job of not getting into him, because they were racing pretty close at that point in time, and he managed to get on the binders just enough to not spin out, but also not hit him. So some nice driving there as well.
Battle for second place heating up here with the 77 and the 91. Of course, the 77's been doing that inside line, and now the 91 dives to the inside as they come down the front straightaway. Close quarters racing here at the start-finish line. Give the spot to the 91, though, I believe. So he's going to take that away from Andrew as they head off into turn 1. So right now, that 91 truck is
I think the 91
fast.
The 91 truck looks like when he came across there, looks like he almost caught the wall there. And looks like that's going to open the door for the 77 to go back into his preferred low line there and try to take that position back.
Well, Trevor, last lap, even passing there for a little bit, not much of that lap, but even passing the 77, he was almost 2/10 quicker, that being the 91 of Cody Kutzner, than our leader. So that 91 truck is coming.
Another thing to notice here as these guys go around is we've mentioned the people scraping the wall here with these trucks, and we know several trucks have done it as well already. And we also have, to bring our fans up to speed here, they also have a reset available to kind of a one free get out of jail free card kind of thing, get a free new truck. But the problem is that if you have any damage on that truck, it'll use that. So a lot of these guys are probably going to be a bit nervous because if they scrape the wall, it's going to basically tag the car as damaged, and they're going to use that up when they probably don't need to. So that's going to be another story to follow as we continue on tonight.
Yeah, excellent point there, Trevor. That's a very excellent point, actually. I'll upgrade that. But
I went from good point to very good point. Oh, and we have a battle for the lead.
Yeah, that we do. This is not surprising, though, there, Trevor, because I'm telling you what, that 91 truck has been coming here in the last couple of laps, trying to get that inside to work, but that outside lane with that big Mo still going to prevail with the 53. He'll lead that lap, but Cody Kutzler's not going to just roll over yet. I think he's going to try another time, but he does roll over there for a couple of seconds at least.
Temporary rollover.
Yeah, temporarily regroup, let the tires cool back down. I imagine we'll see him dive to the bottom here. I know that Cody wants to use that outside lane because that's been his, where he's been running pretty much the whole race, and he's been very fast up there. So it'll be interesting to see if he can get that truck to work here on the bottom, because that's kind of what James is forcing him to do.
So one thing to note as well is as these guys try to make that work is the fact that that 91 truck, like you mentioned, has been using that outside lane. And one thing that these guys have got to be conscious of is the fact that when you go to that inside lane, when you're not used to running it and somebody dives to your inside, you don't know if they're going to be able to make that truck stick down there. I mean, they could go down there and try that lane for the first time in the night to try to make a pass and all of a sudden realize, oh, I can't control my truck down here, as he makes another dive to the inside as they approach turn 1.
Yeah, and I think the 53 is going to give it to him there. The 90, well, we're going to see the crossover here, Trevor. Back to the inside, the 53 machine. James Hudson not rolling over, even though we're on lap 24, as he is pretty much clear now of Cody Kutzler. But Cody got a huge run last time by off that outside lane and managed to get that big swinging run. He's going to do it again. Boy, I thought the 53 was going to squeeze up there into him, but this has also allowed that 77 machine of Andrew Fash III to come up here and play a little bit for the lead. But I think that Cody Kutzler is in the preferred lane now, and he should be able to get around the 53 this time by.
Yeah, I think this is a done deal as 53 slides in front of the 77. 77 takes a look to the inside. We know his truck has been strong down there, so we'll see if he can take second position away and have James go from first to third in one lap. But he's not giving up with that preferred momentum line on that outside, even though Andrew has been able to make that inside line work tonight.
Yeah, so Andrew couldn't quite make the pass there coming off of that turn, so he'll fall back in line with the 53 gets in the wall just a little bit. And that causes Andrew to check up just a hair, so that kind of kills the momentum there for both those drivers for just a second, and that allows the 91 to pull a little bit further away, a little bit over a half a second race lead. Now that we've kind of calmed down from the great battle that you just saw here on ETV Live, we're going to step away. We're going to take a quick commercial break. We're going to come back, though, so don't go anywhere, Cowboy, because you're watching the Integrity Racing League live here on ETV Live. We'll be right back.
It's time for those most famous words in motorsports. Drivers, start your engines!
Michael Conti comes up at a corner number 4, and the checkered flag, he wins his first NASCAR iRacing.
InsideSimRacing.tv, the fastest show on the internet. Sim racing news and reviews since 2007, with new shows every week.
And welcome back live to the Kansas Speedway, where nothing has changed up front. The 91 of Cody Custer still leads, but the battle is on for 6th. And we've been watching this here, Trevor, while we were at commercial break. The 6 of Bobby Keith making a charge back to the front after getting into the wall there earlier on. Brad Patton, Christopher, Sheila, and Christian Peterson are all right here. These 4 trucks have been going at it here over the last several laps.
Yeah, the 6 and the 02 have made contact, at least, just a little tiny bit, a little bit of rubbing, and it doesn't look like there's been anything, intentional per se, but I mean, you race that close, and you're going to bang up a little bit of fenders and a little bit of wheel rub here, and looks like the 6 is going to end up the loser on this quick exchange. But it has been some good battles here, side by side, as you can see.
Yeah, Christian in the 23 machine was working ahead of the 02 and the 18, and then they got into a battle. They were 3 wide at one point coming off at turn 4. Pretty close racing there, so these guys are definitely going at it. But that outside line, as we've been talking about most of the evening, just carries so much momentum compared to the inside line, and it's really hard to complete a pass. Oh, we got some trucks down here on the bottom. Looks like Michael Toole and the 88 machine saved it somehow, but looks like he was kind of involved in a bit of a spin there, coming off of the back straightaway, and managed to save it. Wow, that was an impressive save there by the 88 as he got tapped by the 69 coming off of 2, and he saved it and kept going straight.
Wow, that was some good driving by both drivers there. It didn't look like the 69 lost his lane just a little bit and just came up just enough to hit the rear quarter panel of Michael. And man, that was some good driving by both drivers to not end up in a big wreck.
Yeah, absolutely. Back up front, just to update everyone, the 91 Cody Custer still has a race lead, but it has shrunk as James Hudson has moved in. It was about a 1 second lead or so, I think, give or take there when we went to commercial break. But James is not letting Cody get too far out there. In fact, he's reeled him back in to only about 2 or 3 car lengths. So I think James has been studying the 91's line and maybe has picked up something.
Looks like we have a truck on pit row. We have the 13 of Matthew Wright is making his pit stop here. We've been green since the beginning, since that early caution here. So we're on lap 36. That seems a bit early to me. What about you, Chad?
Yeah, it does seem just a little bit early, but maybe he's made some contact with the wall or something. We'll have to see if we can follow up on that. Speaking of making contact with the wall, the 23 Christian just bounced it off the wall just a little bit there. So, but I'm not sure what the deal is on the 13 there.
Well, I mean, I don't sit on top of a pit box here, so I don't make strategy. So I'm sure, there could be some strategy involved there. Actually, looks like we have several trucks hitting down pit road, so I guess this is right around the window. It just seems a little bit early for fuel, but then again, they didn't stop during that first yellow as well.
Well, and also once 1 or 2 trucks comes down, I'm hearing a report we got a spin here on pit road.
Yeah, it can be hard getting on pit road there and keeping control of the truck, but looks like
that was the 00 machine there. Nick Stoller spun it out, getting there on pit road, trying to get it woed down, and it looks like he just locked out the brakes and spun her around.
Yeah, it doesn't look like he made any contact. Just a little bit of contact on the rear quarter, so I think he'll be okay. Probably obviously lost a little bit of time.
Oh, we got trouble in turn number 2. I'm not sure if they're going to be able to save it. Oh my goodness, he did. Marcus Lambert in the 96 machine just got tapped from the 77 and caution is out, but I'm not sure why. 00 machine, I'm hearing, is in the wreck here on the back straightaway. There were 2 wrecks almost simultaneously. Boy, the 00 machine here, Trevor, I believe, has flipped down the back straightaway, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, looks like he got a little bit of airborne there, and oh, he was just tagged by the 15 as he was spinning out and out of control of his car, and the 15 had just sailed into him as if he wasn't even there.
Yeah, that all happened because of the wreck that I was, well, it wasn't really a wreck, but it was almost a wreck, that I was paying attention there with the 96 who was spinning out, and the 00, I think, was reacting to that, trying to see if he could miss it, and that caused him to spin out just a little bit, and like you said, he got clobbered there by the 15 machine. So, wow, what a ride there for the 00. But it looks like he he landed on all 4 tires, which is a plus.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's always a bonus. If you're going to go through the air, you might as well land on the soft, squishy parts as opposed to the hard, crunchy part.
Exactly. So all of our race leaders now are making their pit stops. So the 91 Cody Kutzner hits pit road. Oh, and he slid through his pit stall just a little bit there. Had to back it up just a bit. And the 6 truck, Bobby Keith, really slid into his pit stop.
Yeah, that's an interesting way to pit.
So I would imagine that his pit crew will not be very happy about that entry to his pit stall. But it looks like Cody might lose the lead here, and it does. He will lose there as the 77 might have made contact there exiting pit road.
All right, well, we're having reports from our in-depth reporters down here of all kinds of contact and spins and stuff going on.
Yeah, pit road's pretty crazy right now.
Yeah, I mean, we went through you know, some pretty some areas where not much was happening, but business has picked up.
And we're going to show you a replay here of what's going on the pit road. Pit road is a busy place, and that particular time it was a little bit too busy for some folks.
Yeah, and looking back at you know, at the other replays, it looks like this all started when the 00 had trouble getting out of pit road, and he spun initially as he was trying to get back up to speed and get back on the track, and that's what started this entire chain of events.
Yeah, unfortunately for the 00, he spun coming to pit road and then spun on the back straightaway and then flipped on the back straightaway. So he had a very eventful lap there a couple laps ago.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, you know, obviously it's easy to make judgments from up here when you're you know, up in the booth here. But it looks like the 15. I'm not sure what he was thinking, because he looks like he tried to slow down a little bit and then just decided to speed up, even though the wreck wasn't clear in front of him, and just plowed that 00.
Yeah, not sure about that either, but that did help. We got a truck in the grass here. Not quite sure here under the caution flag. That is the 26 of Daniel Holloway. So not sure if he saw that the lawnmower people missed a spot there or not, but he just took a little drive through the grass and has returned to his pacing line where he's supposed to be. But Matthew Wright wanted to point out, 13 machine who pitted well before all of this, and we were kind of questioning his early pit stop. He did go a lap down, but he also came back and managed to get the lucky dog here.
Yeah, actually, that almost worked out for him, because if he had managed to make that pit stop and not lose that lap, everything would have been fine and dandy, and he would have been the leader of this race here. But not so much. You know what? I'm looking back at the 26 truck there. You know what? I'm guessing this is he was probably doing a public service announcement for this is why you don't text and drive. I mean, because you know, you don't pay attention to the road, and all of a sudden you're in the grass. You know, it just happens.
Exactly. Safety first. Do not
10 and 2.
drive.
You know.
Yeah. Buckle up the seatbelts, especially in a car that's going about 170 miles an hour.
Especially in a car that's going 108 miles an hour.
So the field is doubling up here for the restart. The 53 truck of James Hudson won the race off pit road. Andrew Fayash III will come out in second. Those are the two guys that I was watching that kind of made contact. They're coming off of pit road, but not as much as some of the other guys did. So Cody Kutzler, who was the race leader, going to line up in third. Brad Patton in fourth in the 02. Christopher will come out in fifth. So James Hudson has elected the inside once again. So it'll be interested to see if he gets another great restart like he did the last couple of times here.
Yeah, and just mention before we go back to start, 00 Nick Stoller has pulled his truck into the garage after his eventful last couple laps there.
And hopefully he will be released from the infield care center as well after that wild ride. Pace car is in. Field is in the hand of the green flag, and they are away. And another fantastic start from James Hudson in that 53 truck. He almost pulled up to about a 3-car length lead or so, or truck length, depending on what you're watching. But Andrew Fayes the third not getting another good restart there. He's going to lose the spot to Cody Kutzner, and he's under battle now from the 96. They're 3-wide coming off of turn 2.
Oh boy, this is not going to work out too good if they're like that when they get to the corner.
Brad Patton trying to make a move up the middle. He says, hey, it's time to go, boys. And actually he's going to pick up a couple spots, and now he's working on the 91.
Wow, that is a great restart by him. That is some fine driving to take advantage of the situation and make a move.
Yeah, absolutely. You got to do that here on these restarts. You got to be very aggressive here. That's a good opportunity to catch some people sleeping and try and pick up some positions. Tell you what, the 23 and the 6 had a moment there on the front straightaway, but they have sorted that out now, and Brad Patton is starting to slowly go backwards now. Working that inside lane just isn't the fastest way around here.
No, I mean, he was able to use that to make the move, but the problem was that he was then stuck there, couldn't get back to the outside, so he couldn't get the momentum back, and was able to use it to make the move, but not finish the move.
But he falls back up in line in 4th place. This is fairly clean right now. Everybody is relatively single file. A few battles back there at the back, but now Brad Patton in that 18 machine dives back to the inside of the 77. He's going to try and make that inside lane work again, but don't think it's going to happen quite yet. Almost cleared the 77, but not quite.
Well, I mean, you know what?
Oh,
as they almost make make some contact there. Excuse me, but I mean, you're going to have to keep trying that. I mean, you know, either you're trying to make the pass, or you're just sitting there running in line, and you're not going to make up spots that way.
Just want to point out for all the Michael Dole fans here, current points leader coming into tonight's race in Integrity Racing League. He is back in 19th right now. So that 88 truck definitely got his hands full tonight. He's been loose most of the night. But Trevor, he is really far behind right now, so not having all that great of a race to begin here. I mean, we're only 47 laps in, so it's still a long ways to go, but he's struggling out there. Seems to be very loose.
Yeah, another thing here to note that we kind of missed at the beginning of the show here. We've been talking about Michael Dool, our current points leader here, but there's one truck that did not make the field tonight, and that is the 36 of Jacob Fife, and he's not out there tonight, and he is our current second place in points, 14 points behind Michael Dool coming into this race, but he did not field a truck this tonight here, so he's not going to be able to take advantage of Michael perhaps having a not so great night.
Up front, though, 91 truck Cody Kutzner to the lead. Back around the 53 truck there, James Hudson, just now coming out of 2, went to the outside and made it work, which has been the preferred line for Cody all night long. So didn't take very long, only a few laps after the restart there, after barely sliding through his pit box under the caution there we had a couple minutes ago. But the 91 makes back up the track position that was lost, and he's back in the race lead.
Well, I mean, that's important. I mean, if you're going to go out there and, you're going to make those tiny little mistakes here and there, and you're not going to be able to do, to make it for those, get the pit strategy going there. I mean, you got to be able to back it up on the track and say, you know what, sorry guys, I kind of messed up, in the pit crew there, but, I'm going to make it up for you guys. Back here in 11th position, we have the 27 truck and the 28 having a heck of a battle here. And with the 28 on the inside, 27 on the outside, 28's not going to be able to make that pass, but he's not also giving up.
Yeah, these two have the same last name, so not quite sure if they are brothers or what they are, but I'm sure it's got to be a lot of fun for them to be out there racing each other, because obviously they're related in some way, shape, or form.
Unless they secretly hate each other. Oh, the 27 got real loose in the middle of that corner there as I'm sitting there questioning their brotherly love, if that's the case, and that allows the 28 to make that pass stick.
Yeah, that's sometimes really, to be honest here, Trevor, with it being so difficult to pass, with the outside line having so much momentum, as the 53 of James Hudson dives back to the inside up here trying to get the lead. But going back to what I was saying was that you got to wait for the guy you're trying to pass to sometimes make a mistake, and in order to be able to complete that pass there. So that's a smart move.
Sorry about that. It looked like the 53 almost looked like he was getting loose there, and managed to hold it. Looked like he just stepped out a little bit as they were across the start-finish line, but no harm, no foul.
You just wanted to interrupt me, didn't you?
Well, you know, I mean, yeah, you don't have any qualms about doing it to me, so I figure, you know, turnabout's fair play.
Yeah, well, there you go. I'll take that. Just a note for all the Anthony Ankello fans that are out there. He got into the wall there about a lap ago, and he seems to be struggling at this juncture of the race. So, not sure if he's just really loose or what the deal is, but that 8 truck right now is struggling just a little bit. Does have some front end damage, at least from what I could see. Not sure if you're seeing that as well, Trevor. Not quite sure how he got in. I guess he got in the back of somebody to get that damage as he tries to make a move there on the 28 coming out of 2.
Well, I guess he might have been struggling. You know, I mean, anytime you hit the wall and you do a little bit of damage or you slow up, it takes a lap or two just to get your rhythm back here, and that might be what we're seeing here as he moves around the 28 truck there pretty easily and makes that pass stick.
Right now, the top 8 trucks are within 2 seconds of each other. Oh, we got a wreck. Big crash here in turn number 2. That is I believe, the 23 machine. I think went around, and I'm not sure who else was there, but the 23 saved it, even though I guess he technically went around. Seen a lot of good saves here tonight, but that will bring out the third caution of the evening here, Trevor, and we're going to have to back this up and see what happened, as looks just like some close quarters racing.
Yeah, it looks like the 96 truck might have scraped the wall and lost some momentum there, and the 23 was catching up on him a little bit too quickly, and that caused him to spin out as he went to avoid him.
Yeah, the 23 had absolutely no idea that the 96 was in the wall there and ran up on him really quick. 6 got a little bit in the back of the 23 under the same situation. And even though the 23 went completely around, he still did a great job of keeping that away from hitting the wall, because that could have been bad.
Yeah, I don't think he actually sustained any damage. His tires are going to be a little bit worse for wear, and he's probably got to catch his breath here. But other than that, and a few positions lost, not too bad, all things considered.
Yeah, so we'll keep an eye there on the 23 machine to see if he can work his way back up to the field. I would imagine that most of the leaders will pit here, and it looks like they are. Looks like, though, Brad Patton going to play a little game here and stay out. Most of the top 10 is coming down here for what should be 4 tires and fill it up with fuel. And we'll see if the 91 slides through his pit stall this time or not, as he pulls off to the attention of his pit crew. And he gets in there nice and solidly, so a good stop there for the 91 thus far.
Yeah, I'd be surprised to see him make that mistake twice. You know, I mean, speaking of mistakes, the 13 has decided to parallel park in the extreme fashion to get to his pit stall.
And I believe, boy, and he's driving backwards down pit road. I believe the 77, Andrew Fayesh III, took some strategy here, Trevor, and took just right side tires, if I'm not mistaken.
And that 6 truck of Bobby Keith, he's determined not to park straight in his pit stall for the rest of this evening.
He's just playing a little game for his own little self there, his own entertainment. Either that or to just really mad. Excuse me, let me restart. Either that or he's just really trying to make his pit crew mad at him.
It's like, well, you know what? I know you guys can service a truck if I'm straight in here, but what if I'm at a 45-degree angle? What do you think about that?
Exactly. You gotta keep it real up here with your pit crew. Have some fun. Make them earn their money. So I gotta say though, I'm a touch surprised here that Brad Patton stayed out, but we didn't run that many laps, I guess. So it will be really interesting to see if him, the 28, and the 27, and the 63. And the 44, all 5 of those trucks stayed out here. So it'll be interesting to see how new tires versus old tires, and I believe the 77 with just right sides will work out here on this restart.
Yeah, I mean, I think we were about 18 laps into that run on 18 green flag laps. So probably about, from what we've seen before with these guys, it's about halfway through a run, give or take. So I don't know. That seems a bit long of a run to roll the dice.
Well, we'll see how it works out here. It never hurts to play a little bit of a strategy and see what you can get out of it. If anything, you might be able to get some track position. We know that the 27 and the 28 were running around 10th through 12th-ish, somewhere in there before the yellow came out. So we'll have to see if they get any kind of a net game out of this. Brad Patton is the race leader in the 18 truck. He has chosen the inside lane, as has everyone else before him. So we'll see what kind of a restart here the 18 gets. And we'll see how, got to be careful with that rear wheel spin. Make sure that nobody does that. It causes a big chain of events.
And Brad gets away as the green flag flies. Gets a great jump down on the inside there. Is the 27 and the 28 are side by side. Brad's got clean sailing so far.
And the 77 with those right side tires already motoring past. And boy, speaking of motoring past, the 91 truck coming up through there as well. They were 3 wide there for a second. Now the back straightaway. Jim Fife getting eaten up as now we're going 3 wide again with Michael Duell trying to dive to the inside. Boy, there's a lot of 3 wide going on back through here. Now the 44 is stuck in the middle.
Yeah, actually a lot more 3 wide racing than I expected, to be honest with you.
Oh, we got a big crash. Hard hit there for the 77 machine. Or, I believe, wrong number. My apologies.
Oh, Michael Duell's caught up in that, our points leader, and he has made some heavy contact with the outside wall.
Yeah, that was the 28 machine that got turned to first, hard in the outside wall. Coming out.
They're still hitting each other out here.
That was the 91 that made contact with him, and he was the first one to the wall. Then Michael Duell, like you said, got into the wreck as well. The 88 got wrecked again later on by the, I believe that was the 63. So, wow, this is a major, major development here on the front straightaway. And again, of course, the 17 and the 44 also involved in this crash. A lot of trucks, big one here at Kansas.
Yeah, not only a big one, but a big one considering some of the contenders here for the win.
Yeah, Michael Duell's truck is not looking too pretty right now. I'm not quite sure if he still has that reset or not. I would anticipate that he does. But because I know we got spun out earlier, but I don't think that was enough to cause some severe damage to use that reset. So we'll have to see if he has a reset or not. I'd be very curious to see what our championship leader has going on now. But well, that was a big crash there, Trevor.
Yeah, definitely. It was one of those chain event type things where it started up and then all of a sudden everybody else was collected in it, and like happening right up front, it it allowed a lot of front runners to get at least some damage. And Michael Duell, I think he would have been okay in the initial contact, but it was when things went south afterwards that he got the major damage. I think looked like it started when the 91 hit the 28 and spun him basically out in front of the entire field. Just made minor contact with him, but spun him right out in front of everybody, and a lot of people just ended up hitting that 28 truck.
Yeah, and unfortunately, that's got to be one of the scariest moments if you're the 28 truck right there, where you're just kind of spinning helplessly out of control. And you know there's about 21 or so trucks that are coming at about 185 miles an hour right for you. So that's a pretty scary moment.
Yeah, definitely. So it looks like we've got the 28, the 6, the 88, the 91, the 44, the 63, all have damage from this.
Yeah, and I'm not seeing that the 88 crew has repaired that truck, so I wonder if he has already used his reset, because he's still got some pretty significant damage there.
Well, if they haven't, then he's going to be in big trouble, because that truck was not tracking straight after that contact, and there's no way he's going to be able to get up to speed.
Looks like the 17 of Chris Freeman, who didn't have a ton of damage there, looks like he's fixed some of it and is returning to the track as well. So a lot of front runners were involved in that, but also some guys that were running towards the back of the field were involved as well. So that's how big that crash was. And took out a couple of drivers already. The 28 has retired from the race. He was part of that initial crash there that started all of this. I say initial crash as if there were about 4 crashes, but it seemed like there was.
There kind of were, really.
But so anyways, the 28 has retired from this evening's race. And looks like the field is doubling back up here with Brad Patton still the race leader.
Yeah, and the 62 laps into this race, the 28 truck retiring is actually only the second retirement we have. We still have 22 trucks that are out there racing. Some of them obviously with damage, but we still have 22 trucks still out there and making laps.
Yeah, Jim Fife still on pit road at the moment. He was also involved in that crash, so that's unfortunate for him, as he had just played a little bit of a pit strategy there and snuck up into the top 5. Was fading back a little bit there with the 3 wide that we were talking about, but it's unfortunate to see his night have some damage involved in it.
You know, of course, carrying the Fife family flag here with Jacob not here this evening, so unfortunate for Papa Fife.
Yeah, so pace car coming out of 4, going to dive to the pit road here, and Brad Patton will get a really yet again another great restart there. About 3 or 4 car lengths cleared, and the 91 doing battle with the 77 as they head off into 1.
Yeah, I know that 18 truck is loving the sight of the 91 and the 77, fighting it out because that'll keep him off his tail, but was not as much of a fight as it should be. But the 77 is coming back on the inside, as we know he can make that lane work, and not letting the 91 get away.
Yeah, nice crossover move from Andrew Fayash to 3rd. Looks like he may... Well, this is going to be close, but I think he's going to be able to clear him. He clears him, but the 91 going to push him down the front straightaway there. These two are really going at it, and there's only one person who really likes that right now, and that is, of course, the 18 truck.
Oh, come on. The 77 and the 91 probably have big grins because they're able to race side by side and nose to tail here. They're having a blast, but I bet you they wish that, you know, they were Brad in this position.
Yeah, absolutely, but they still got some time to get up there. Only lap 65 here of the 125 that we are scheduled to complete. And really the top 5 single file now is the 91 going to try and dive back under the 77, but he's got company. That's your 02 truck is sneaking up there as well, but the 91 going to dive down at the bottom. Made a lot of ground there on the 18. This is going to be close.
Oh, boy.
Well, the 91 knew he had to check up there, or that would have been disaster. It had disaster anyways written all over it. And now the 69 trying to take advantage of a couple of trucks that were a little off pace there. Due to the 91 almost getting up into the 77, so the 69 gains 2 spots going down the back straightaway.
Yeah, got to hand Cody some credit there. He you know, slipped up there and managed to keep it under control and didn't force the issue and just took the time to collect it up.
Wreck in the back. Big crash here in the back. Sorry to interrupt you, Trevor, but 3 trucks have spun in the back of the field. That's going to be the 27 machine. The 17 is also involved. The 23 again. And the 44 machine. This all started towards the back of the field, and still a couple of trucks, the 17 and the 27, are just sitting here in turn 1, but now it looks like they're going to roll away just in time as the pace car was getting ready to come up there and put them a lap down.
Looking back at my Teletubby? No, that's not right. Anyway, I'm looking back at the television screen. It looks like the 27 and the 17 made some minor contact and spun them out in front of the 44 and the 23 there.
Yeah, 27 got a little bit up into the 17 there, and that caused both trucks to spin, and the 23 had nowhere to go. And I believe the 44 was just kind of trying to spin himself out in order to avoid that there. So not sure what was going on there with the 27 and the 17, but they were definitely towards the rear of the field there. Just interesting to see all that go down. It's unfortunate.
Yeah, you know, I'm wondering if, you know, they sat there for a little bit of time before they pulled away. I wonder if they had, you know, they're speaking out their windows and maybe having some words back and forth saying, you know, hey, exactly what was it you were trying to do there? But we're not sure. It looks like it was, you know, innocent enough, so to speak, racing incident. I don't think there's any malintent there, but both trucks ended up with some pretty good sized damage from that.
So most of the leaders ignoring the pit road, and they will stay out, although, if I'm not mistaken, we do have one truck here that is on pit road, and I believe that might be... I'm not quite sure who that is.
That might be somebody.
Matthew Wright.
Matthew Wright, yeah. The 13 truck is there. Other than the guys who were obviously involved in the accident, they all came down for to get some attention from their crews.
Yeah, we only have one set of binoculars up here, and Trevor keeps hogging them, so it's hard for me to see.
Well, you keep interrupting me, so I gotta, you know. But I'm enjoying the race. I mean, you know, to heck with anything else. I'm just enjoying an awesome race here, you know.
Oh, I know, but I have to point out when things like, you know, wrecks happen, because that's my job. So Brad Patton, though, ever since he made that strategy call there to stay out, we've had about, 2 cautions now, so he's looking like a genius so far.
Yeah, because I mean that was lap 58, I think that move was made. So we've only had about 11 laps, and most of those have been under caution. So the fuel obviously not burning up that bad. Although he's got to be probably about 10 green flag laps away from having to come down pit road himself. So I'm kind of surprised he didn't come down during the second caution, using that as his to his advantage.
Well, that's why he has a much smarter crew chief than you and I. So he's got somebody up there that knows what he's doing, can make those pit strategy calls, and we'll have to keep an eye and see when that 18 comes down pit road. As the 44 machine goes back down, James Hickson back on pit road here, as well as Jim Fife.
Yeah, Jim Fife has been sitting there during this entire time down on pit road, getting the repairs done. The 13 truck has come back down pit road. One thing to note when I mentioned the pit road limits that they have here, if it's multiple pit stops during the same caution, that only counts as 1 pit stop. So you're not burning them all up by coming down and getting damage done during 1 caution.
Yeah, Jim Fife currently 7 laps down. I would imagine that he's trying to get that truck fixed up and as quick as possible so that he can get back out there and try and complete the rest of the laps and maybe in his own selfish way be happy that, or hope for some other trucks to wreck out. Remember, Jim coming into tonight's race 9th in the point standings. He does have a bit of a buffer to 10th, so he's got some room there, but I'm sure that he's still trying to make sure he can do all that he can so that he can try and make that chase.
Yeah, definitely. That's the thing. I mean, we mentioned Jim, struggling tonight, but he's back in that bubble position, or in that bubble area, not that 9th, 10th, 11th position. So that's definitely right that he's going to be keeping an eye on the point standings. He's not going obviously for a win tonight, but he's looking for a decent pit or points night here. But with Brad Patton, who's sitting in 11th position, having a good night, that's got to make him a little bit nervous. All right, the cars, I always want to call them cars, but the trucks are doubled up here, getting ready for this restart as we head down on, let's see, lap 71 we're now completing here. Down the backstretch, getting ready for this restart. We have Brad Patton on the inside. Again, the preferred line that we've had for all of these restarts on the inside line here, and he's had a couple of brilliant restarts here. We'll see if he can back that up again. And Andrew Fash in the 77 on his outside, getting ready to go. Third position, we have the 69 truck. He hasn't been up towards the front for most of this evening here, and then the 91 of Cody Kutzner and the 96 of Marcus Lambert in fifth position here. So we're getting ready for this restart here as they approach pit road. The pace car pulls in, and we get ready to hit the green flag, and green flag's in the air. Brad Patton gets a good jump here, dives down to the inside, past the start-finish line, and is going to make sure that he clears it as we have the 69 truck on the inside of 77, something that we haven't seen on any of these restarts, with the 91 behind the 77 as they head into turn 1. '77 taking a look on the inside of that 69. We know he's been able to make that inside lane work, but he's had, these tires have had a little bit of time to cool down here, so he's going to make it stick, I think, but it's not enough. Oh, the 69 is into the wall, and that's going to cause a little bit of momentum shift, and it looks like he almost went out to the outside into the 91 truck. Some exciting stuff here, Chad.
Yeah, almost 3 wide coming down the front straightaway there between the 69, almost slid up into the 91. At 02 now going to fill that spot on the outside. 69 down there, no man's land on the bottom. He's going to lose at least 2 spots, maybe 3 if he can't get up in front of the 96 there, Marcus Lambert. And looks like he's trying to battle back there with the 02, but 77 on the inside, trying to go back to the race lead.
Yeah, and he's got that inside lane, which we know that he's been able to make work, and that 18 truck has got older tires on him, so I think the 77 is probably going to make it stick coming out of 2 here.
Yeah, but that 18 with that outside momentum, boy, that was close. Oh, he makes contact. 18 in the wall.
Oh, and the 91 in the back of the 77.
77 is around, and I believe that he's going to save it somehow from making any contact with the wall, but caution is out yet again.
Yeah, that was the 18 got into the outside wall, lost a little momentum, so 77 checked up, and the 91 obviously couldn't see what was happening there, so he managed to end up in the back of the 77.
Yeah, that was some really close quarters racing right there, Trevor. And I tell you what, that 77, I know that he kind of helped trigger the initial crash there, but that was an amazing job to get that truck slowed down really quickly. Just locking the brakes up when he got spun around there after the 91 hit him, and did an amazing job not to hit anything so that he can continue on with a pretty clean truck. He's going to need some tires, but he's got a clean truck at least.
Yeah, that was some good. I mean, despite the fact of getting wrecked, I mean, he had the forewithal to manage to avoid the wreck, but unfortunately, with the 91, couldn't see that what was happening ahead of him because all he had was a windshield full of the 77, so he didn't see him in time to slow up.
And some of the leaders are pulling off to pit road. 18, 91, 96. I believe the 53 as well. And I'm thinking that the 02 is now the guy playing the strategy and is going to be the one staying out here under this particular caution. 91 going to be the first into his pit stall and manages not to slide into it this time by. So I would assume that 4 tires on everybody here. I have to see if anybody plays any kind of a strategy with the right sides. It doesn't look like anyone will. So looks like all of the leaders that did pit are going to get 4 tires, and Cody Kutzner will lead that group off of the pit road.
Yeah, and it looks like the 18 truck is that strategy that he played is playing out rather nicely now, because now he's back on sequence with the majority of the leaders here and has all that track position. So.
Yeah, the intensity, if you will, or the aggressive driving is increased here over the last 20 laps or so, Trevor. These guys have really been going after it. We've seen a lot of 3-wide racing, and unfortunately we've seen some crashes there as well, but there's been a couple of, I want to call them good saves, even though they actually did spin out, but they didn't hit anything. So I guess that qualifies as a good save.
Yeah, absolutely, and I just want to back up on something I said there. The 18 truck, Brad Patton there, obviously his strategy did play where he was on cycle with everybody, but he's still sitting in his pit stall right now. Obviously, he got some more significant damage than I thought on that contact with the wall. He basically just brushed it, and it slowed him down a little bit to and then made a little bit of contact, but he must have had some pretty significant damage because he stayed in his pit stall for quite some time, although he's back on track now.
Also to note under this caution, James Hickson is the lucky dog and has been waved around the pace car here. So that should put the 44 machine only 3 laps down, I believe, once timing scoring updates itself. So nobody is been kind of an interesting race in this regard, Trevor. I don't know that we've had anybody 1 lap down really at any point in the race. They've either been 4 or more. Like you said, we've only got 2 people out of the race. So right now, the only people that are a lap down, we've got -3 for James Hickson. Jim 5 rather is 14. The 28 machine who was involved in that crash about 16 laps ago. He's 16 down, and of course Nick Stoller, who is retired as well, is 34 down. So most of the field has been able to stay on the lead lap.
Yeah, which we did have a long green flag run in there before this rash of cautions here. So I mean, they're running 32-second laps, give or take. So I would have expected to see more people laps down at this point in time. But the 18 truck has gone back down pit road and got some further attention by his crew. So obviously he's got some significant damage on that truck from that contact with the wall.
Yeah, he definitely hit it pretty hard there. I know that he kept going straight, but you make some pretty hard contact with those safer barriers or concrete walls. That was about the area where I guess the safer barrier fades out. So he made some pretty hard contact there. So I'm sure that he's probably glad that the caution came out as a result of hitting the wall really hard, even though he wasn't, I guess, the cause of the caution, if you will. So he could come down and get that fixed, because I'm sure he would have been dropping like a rock otherwise. So hopefully he's got most of that fixed.
Yeah, he wasn't the wreck per se, but he was the catalyst that caused it with his contact and checking up. And the 77 managed to not hit him, but it was when the 91 got in the back of the 77. So We'll see here. I mean, we've got this is going to be an interesting restart because we've got a couple of guys who have not been starting this race here before. We've got the 69 and the 02 going to be starting this race. So this is going to be interesting.
And put that 15 up there as well. So definitely a new group. Matthew Wright up there as well as the pace car pills off. Green flag out, 0-2. Excellent start. Bit of a checkup through the mid-pack of the field there, but everybody gets going pretty clean and safe. And well, don't look now, but here comes that 88 machine up there in 5th.
Wow, you know, we'll call him the Kevin Harvick of the Integrity Racing League with the, you know, kind of, hey, he's nowhere to be seen, and then they get a closer.
Yeah, Mr. the Closer is definitely what we'll give him a call. Kind of said, ooh, I don't know if anyone heard that, but the 17 almost got spun out there coming out of 2. And now he's at the top of a 3-wide battle coming off of 4, and there's going to be a crash.
Oh, we got con. 77 is in the grass.
I think they're going to save it.
I don't know. When he comes back up on the track here, this is going to be interesting. The 77 manages to, looks like, wow, that is some impressive driving. He's lost a lot of positions.
And now the 69 is in the wall coming off of turn 2. Him and the 13 got a little bit too close for comfort. Oh boy, and I believe that was the 88 that almost got into the... Oh, and now we got a slow truck on the bottom. I don't know what he's doing, but that was almost bad.
I don't know what he's doing.
Well, I didn't know where he came from, but that wasn't being mean. I just didn't know where he came from. It scared me there for a second.
Man, I mean, these guys have got to, you know, calm down here and let us finish speaking about one incident before they start another one here so we can keep up.
I know. Well, the 15 and the 96 there were coming out to 2. Well, the 13 got really close there to the 91. Well, yeah, they got to slow down. This is too hard to keep up with.
We got 3 wide here between the 88, the 6, and I think that's the 69 in the middle of them there.
And the 91, get really close to the 13, goes around.
Oh, and we have contact.
And the 13, now the 13.
Oh boy, and he hits the 88.
That's going to bring out a caution. Big crash here down on the inside wall. 2 trucks go hard into the fence down here. That will be the 80 machine, and I believe that is going to be the 13, or the 64 truck rather, as well. Robert Cook involved in this. Unfortunately, yet another caution is out. That was some pretty heavy contact there from a couple of those trucks, especially the 64, the 80, and the 13.
Yeah, that's a 64 truck right now. Looks like he's going to struggle just to get back to pit road as he spins it trying to get back to pit road, and he's in the grass again. He might have to call the tow truck.
Robert Cook maybe.
The 64 truck has called out the tow truck to get himself off the grass there because he could not get it back.
Yeah, we were just talking at the same time there. We were having all kinds of fun. There's way too much excitement.
And stand by next week. We'll have the 15-man broadcast crew up here in the booth to broadcast this race. We can catch up with everything.
Oh boy! Well, I was saying under the last caution is our leaders. Well,
nope, just the O2.
just the O2. Some faking going out there with the 91 there, but I would just said under that last caution here that. The intensity and the aggressive driving is picked up, and now it has really picked up, as I believe this is about our 4th or 5th caution in the last 30 laps or so.
Yeah, we had that long green flag run there, and yeah, just getting word from our wonderful broadcast team. Laura Lawson is letting us know that it's the 7th caution, I believe.
Yep, for 22 laps thus far out of the 84 that we've completed. So not only are we up here screaming around trying to keep up with everything, but Laura Lawson's job is doubly hard because she's got to keep up with what the heck we're saying and follow all the action as well. So it's very busy up here, but I tell you what, we're going to give her a break and myself and Trevor a break. We're going to take a quick commercial break under this caution. We'll come back for the restart. Don't go anywhere.
Plus other listeners where you could hear everything from big 80s metal to classic rock and roll, country radio, ETV Live Sports Radio, even adult and unplugged rock and roll. HD HDRadioNetwork.com, one of the fastest growing internet radio networks, HDRadioNetwork.com. Take it with you, cowboy. Get the mobile app for Android, iPhone, iPad, and all the rest from TuneIn.com. If you're a serious online racing enthusiast, you need Derek Spear Design, maker of high-quality, custom-built, and 50 caliber strong simulation racing products like button boxes, shifter pedals, component parts, and more. The advantage a championship sim racing driver needs. Rated 10 out of 10 by Inside Sim Racing TV. Check out his line of top-shelf sim racing products reasonably priced at DerekSpearDesigns.com and buckle in for a no-nonsense ride. DerekSpearDesigns.com today, cowboy.
And welcome back to the Kansas Speedway out here in Kansas in the United States, somewhere out there, somewhere in the middle of the country. But my name is Chad Dalton, and I'm joined by Trevor Cameron, as almost always up here in the broadcast booth with the Integrity Racing League here on ETV Live. And we're getting ready to go back green here. I want to take one quick moment, though, to let you know that Butt Kicker is sponsoring the Integrity Racing League Rookie of the Year Award. Butt Kicker Gamer 2 lets you feel all the action from your games and simulators. Feel the gut-wrenching punch of a machine gun fire, the pounding of chopper blades, explosions, rumble strips, and more. Turn down or turn off your subwoofer and still feel all the bass even while using your headphones. Give your game a little realism. It's a silent subwoofer that lets you feel the explosions, crashes, and special effects. Butt Kicker Gamer 2 at thebuttkicker.com. Check them out today, and of course they are sponsoring the Rookie of the Year Award, which has been a pretty good battle throughout. But right now, Cody Custer is leading them back to the green flag. Take it away, Trevor.
As the 91 revs it up and gets away, but not as good of a restart as he's had in the past here. He's not quite gotten away, I think, but I mean, looks like he's going to manage to get a little bit of a gap. But James Hudson, who was one of the front runners for the first part of the race there, looks like he's going to not let Cody get away there. I'm not sure if he's going to be close enough to make a move, and he's got some guys breathing down his neck as well.
Yeah, and also point out the 77 machine, Andrew Fayesh III, who was just involved in the last caution that we had there. He is charging back towards the front. I think he's going to come in 6th. Oh, we're going to go
looking behind
wide.
the 77, we've got some problems there. These guys have got to work that out before they get to turn 1, or we're going to have some real big problems.
And the 99 makes contact, 94, and again, they're going to save it.
It's like you sound so depressed. Oh, no, I don't know.
Yeah, it's well, I mean, I'm not depressed, but I'm just it's amazing to me that these guys are saving this, because they look completely out of control. As it looks like the I believe that's going to be the 53 is going to retake the race lead. Well, maybe
Yeah,
the 91's
maybe
coming
he
back.
is.
The 91's coming back with a hard charge there, so don't give it to him.
Oh boy,
yet.
boy, boy! I always get nervous when they go to make that slide and they're not quite clear, and the 91 has lost his momentum, and everybody's diving to get around him here. Looks like he's going to keep it going straight, and 77's going to look on the inside of the 91 and take that position away as well.
Look who's battling for the race lead, the 8 truck, Anthony Angello now on the inside there with that 96 machine. As Marcus Lambert, those two are trying to battle. They're going to go 3 wide, I believe, with Bobby Keith on the inside there in the 6th. Boy, this is getting scary.
Man, it was wise for the 6 to back it out before they hit that corner, because I think that would have killed all of them.
Oh boy, but big run there with the 53 and the 77 now coming back up here to join the party. Didn't take him very long to get back up. Boy, that 53 with a power move to the inside. He's going to retake the race lead. He'll clear everybody. And now the battle will be for third between the 8 of Anthony Ankello and the 77 Andrew Fash the third. As Anthony's kind of stuck on the bottom now, as the 23 back there got a little bit out of the groove there and almost into the wall. The 96 all over the back bumper now of the race leader.
Yeah, that 96 truck. We haven't really talked about Marcus most of the night, and it looks like he's all of a sudden decided that he's going to be a contender in this race.
Well, better late than never as we're getting down to the end of the race here, starting lap 92 as the leaders cross the line right there of 125. So we are getting down to the finish there. I was doing the O because it looks like the 8 almost cut the 91 off there, but that may have just been my imagination. But that was pretty close going into 1.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Like I said, that before things got all exciting there, it's really when you make that inside lane work and you actually make that pass and you have to get back to the outside and you try to squeeze in there with that guy with the momentum. If you don't judge that closing rate well, then you can cause some serious problems, and we've seen that several times tonight. And
also, quick note for any Robert Cook or Matthew Wright fans, both drivers have retired from this evening's race. So I believe that'll give us 4 people out of the race. There might be a couple more than that. Haven't really been keeping track. That's Trevor's job.
Oh, I wasn't aware we were having designated jobs here, but I think Matthew Wright in that 13 truck, even though he didn't make it to the end, I think he got his money's worth of excitement between being in crashes and having some interesting pit road shenanigans there. So I think he, you know what, it's like, I'm good. I've had enough for tonight, and I've enough excitement for an entire race.
Yeah, it's been pretty exciting there as we've got another truck that bounces off the wall.
Ooh, the 6 truck,
Keith.
yeah.
Yeah, he's now he's stuck on the wall and eventually gets off, but he is going to lose all kinds of positions here, Trevor. And that's not the first time that the 6 has been in the fence. I seem to recall earlier in the race he got up in there and had some fun hanging out with the wall, but went to the back of the pack, but he's recovered once, so we'll have to see if he can recover again.
Yeah, and that's one thing that, you know...
we got a crash. 8 truck into the wall, turned by the 91. Oh, I'm not sure if anyone else is going to be involved. That might be the 69. I may mistakenly
Yeah, I think it's the 69, yeah.
I still don't have those binoculars.
Sorry.
But the 69 made contact there with the 8. And again, another situation where the 8 kind of squeezed the 69 up there into the wall just a little bit there and unfortunately got too close. And the 8 went sort of head on into the wall, and the 69, I think, got the worst out of that.
Yeah, and that's exactly what I was talking about earlier, where, you know, you don't know that closing rate. That guy has more momentum, and then you go up, and you think you're clear, and the moment you make that decision to go up, you are clear, but in that split second later, you are not. Yeah,
so unfortunate for both of them as we're checking it out here on the replay with the 8 and the 69. And the 8, not too many laps ago there, Trevor, we were talking about him battling for the race lead, but he quickly fell backwards there, got stuck on the bottom. And unfortunately, him and the 69 made contact there, and I'm not sure if they have a reset left or not, but we'll have to keep an eye on that. But if they don't, then they're going to have some pretty heavy damage.
Yeah, definitely, and you know, at this point in time, with everybody scraping the wall, I doubt anybody has restarts left. As we see some shenanigans going on in the pit road entrance, as the 91 does go down, and looks like he's going to be pretty lonely down there.
Yeah, the 6 truck also coming down pit road. I'm not sure if that's because he'd gotten a little bit of damage or what, but we'll have to keep an eye on that. And also the 23 machine has retired from the race here as well. So looks like some more people are starting to fall off as more and more trucks accumulate some damage there.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's not surprising with this rash of cautions and you know, these wall scrapes and whatnot that we're seeing more and more attrition take place here. So definitely that's what we've been seeing here.
Well, the 53, James Hudson, who is no stranger to being in the race lead here tonight. Of course, he was one of the faster cars in practice, won the pole for the race, and has led several laps here tonight. He currently is the race leader. Marcus Lambert is in second. Andrew Fayash III is back up in third after being in that crash, or more of a spin there, the last caution that we had before this one. So very strong recovery that 77 truck as he charged right back up through the field. And that 02, we've talked a little bit there about Christopher here tonight, Trevor. He's been hanging around the top 5 most of the evening, and to my knowledge has had his truck is pretty darn clean. I don't really recall him being in any kind of a scuffle thus far. Oh, I guess Trevor doesn't want to talk to me anymore, so not sure where he went, but anyways, so it's good to see the 02 having a pretty strong run here tonight, as he started the night, I believe, in the 7th position. So we'll be keeping an eye here on him to see if he can get it done here in the remaining about 27 or 28 laps to go here. So we'll see if he has anything for the race leader. But I tell you what, the 53 and the 77 have both been very strong this evening.
Well, we're still working under this caution here. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen, I had to take a quick step away from the booth here, and I thought Mr. Chad knew about that, but apparently I caught him off guard. So, you know, you got to be on your toes up here. This has been an exciting race, and you know what? You never know what's going to happen. People are just going to run out of the booth on you.
Yeah, I was not prepared for that. It definitely caught me off guard. I was so involved in the race that I wasn't even paying attention to the fact that Trevor had just left.
Just looked over beside him, just this big empty chair there. It's like, well, I hope he's coming back.
I know, because I don't know if I can call the last 25 laps and keep up with everything on my own.
Well, the two of us together can't do it, so I'm pretty sure one person alone would be in a lot of trouble.
So Phil doubling up here for the restart. 26 laps to go. And, you know, I usually do this when we're up here in the broadcast booth. But Trevor, real quickly, who do you like? Who do you think is going to pull this one out?
Oh, put me on the spot here. You know what? I'm going to still have to go with that 77 truck. I mean, he's sustained some damage here. He's had a rough night, but the fact that he's back up here in 3rd position after all that, I mean, you know, that just speaks to how well of a race he's had after all the you know, a few incidents there.
Well, you know, provided that his truck isn't too badly hurt, I'm going to go with the 91 here of Cody Custer. So right now he's in 8th. We'll have to see what happens. Excellent restart. Much better this time around, I believe, for the 53. So James getting a good start there. And the battle is on, though, for 2nd between the 96 and the 77. And now the battle is
not much of a battle there at all. He just took that position with authority.
Yeah, not a fantastic start there, but the 96,
we got some contact in the 16 or the 6 and the 15 behind that, beside the 96.
Oh, and the 91 almost got in the back of the 15 there, entering turn 3. So 96 did not get a great restart there, and he's going to go from 2nd place all the way back down to about 6th or so. So not a great start there for him.
Yeah, it was his lack of momentum caused a little bit of confusion as people were diving around him there. Like I said, the 6 and the 15 made some contact. The 91 caught a little bit off guard, and he's had a rough night of not seeing stuff happening ahead of him and just getting caught up and stuff.
02, though, is stalking the 77 right now. Remember, I was talking about him there under that caution flag. That Trevor was not.
I have no recollection of this at all.
But I was talking about how he's kept that truck clean all night long, and he's been up front most of the evening. So that 02 truck has been consistently, but yet quietly strong.
Yeah, definitely, and that's we've seen a few people just kind of sneak up on us here as he makes a dive to the inside of that 77 truck. Oh, gets a little bit loose on that low line there, and I don't think he's been able to make it stick this time.
Yeah, didn't quite make that stick, as now he's going to lose all that momentum, and the 18 of Brad Patton is going to pull to the inside. That's going to bring the 6 as well of Bobby Keith. So you can just see how important. Having, oh boy, the
Oh,
6
and he
gets tagged.
the 18
Goes
tabs the 6.
around
Oh, and the 91.
Oh, the 91 is on his side, but comes back down on all fours. 96 is also involved. That will pretty much do it for those two trucks, as I believe that they had used their reset. But the 91 and the 96 both hard in the wall. And boy, the 91 with a wild ride on his side down the back straightaway there. That all started when the 6 got tagged coming out of 2.
Yeah, that was unfortunately when that happened. The 91 and the 96, they were just about side by side there, and the 96 was just an innocent victim there as the 91 got tagged into the 6 there, and the 96 had nowhere to go. Both those trucks sustaining heavy damage. Well, no surprise, the 91 is heading down pit road to the attention of his pit crew to try to get some damage, because he's got it. I don't think there's a quarter panel on that truck that's straight at this point in time.
Yeah, he was very slow. I'm not sure if he was recovering from the scary ride or what, but he was pretty slow getting back to the pits. And the 6 truck has a ton of damage as well. He's going to bring that truck down, trying to see if he can get some of that fixed up as well. And also note, Anthony Yankello in 8 has retired from the race.
As the 6 truck heads down pit road to get those fenders, excuse me, those fenders banged out. Maybe he'll park a little bit straighter in his pit stall so that the pit crew can get around to all corners of the, of that truck, because he's probably going to be there for a little bit. I'm not sure if he'd use his reset, but we're about to find out.
Well, and if he pulls into his pit stop kind of awkwardly again and manages to hit the wall at the exact correct angle, he might help straighten some of those fenders out.
The old active release technique when it comes to fixing your truck. And looking at that truck, no, they are taking at the hammers and they are beating on the fenders. So that 6 truck is in a lot of trouble.
Yeah, that's a shame, because he had gotten in the wall earlier in the race after starting up towards the front and fell back and then recovered and went back to the front and then fell back again and went back to the front, and then that happened. So he's had a pretty up and down day, and it was looking like he was going to get out of here with a decent finish, but this wreck will all but end that.
Yeah, actually, you know what, as we have a moment here to catch our breath here, that's one thing to mention about this race is the fact that, we've had races that we broadcast with these guys, where there's been a couple dominant trucks and whatnot, but you know what, tonight has been a race where we've seen several trucks racing up front in the lead on different pit strategies and different damage strategies, I guess, so to speak, and so it's been a really entertaining race up here tonight as the 77 goes down pit road there to get some to the attention of his pit crew. I'm not sure if he's just looking for fresh tires or if he has some damage he wants to get repaired.
Well, Trevor, right now only about 10 or 11 trucks are on the lead lap, and we're going to have just under 20 to go when we get the restart here. So maybe he's looking for the fresh tire deal here. Not 100% sure what's going on. But we'll have to see how that plays out.
Speaking of which, the 6 truck has been doing, I don't know, he pulled out of his pit stall, back into his pit stall, out of his pit stall, and then spun around in front of the 77. So he's having more fun on pit road than he is out on that racetrack.
Yeah, well, he's definitely keeping us entertained down there on pit road. But also another note to throw out to the fans out there, Cody Kutzler, the 91 truck, is retired as well from the race. Got too much damage. And probably a mini heart attack after that wild ride there on the back straightaway. So he has parked it for the evening. Yeah,
and that's unfortunate because he, he had a dominant truck throughout the night, and he's been trying to, he's been battling up and had to fall back a few times, involved in a few incidents, and managed to recover each and every time. But there's got to be a time when that truck is too far gone to even try to get out there safely, and he's probably down in the infield care center, I'd imagine, after that wild ride anyway.
Yeah, so tough night there for the 91 after having a fairly dominant truck there in the early going part of the race here, and he led a lot of laps, so he is unfortunately going to retire from the race early. But right now, 10 trucks are shown on the lead lap. The 77 who came down pit road did get 4 tires and I believe some fuel there, so I have to keep an eye on the 77, and it looks like he's going to restart in 9th. And we'll see if those tires will help him here in the closing stages of the race.
Another thing to note is we're just going down the backstretch, doubled up, about ready to go to the restart here. Brad Patton, who is our Rookie of the Year, our butt kicker Rookie of the Year leader currently, is still out there and having a decent race here in third position there. And Cody Kutzner, who is his closest competition, as we just mentioned, has retired from the race. So that's got to give him a little bit of breathing room. Unfortunately, James Hudson is leading the race, and he's only came in 11 points behind Brad Patton. So that is still heating up tonight, and is going to be a major factor in that.
And pace car is off. James Hudson gets another fantastic start, and he's going to try and pull way out there. But Brad Patton is battling the 0-2. A good start there for the 18 truck. As it looks like he may get the advantage as they head off of turn number 2, and I think he will. He'll clear the 0-2. 0-2 looking for the crossover, and I think he's going to make it work. What a move.
Yeah, I'm looking at that 6 truck who we were talking about earlier, and he doesn't look like he's driving straight right now. So I'm guessing that he's probably pretty soon either going to pull it off or perhaps cause an accident, because that truck does not look like it's handling well at all. As we have some action up front here.
Yeah, the 0-2 back on the inside of the 18. These two have been going at it pretty hard since the restart, but another truck that is on the move with those 4 fresh tires. The 77 of Andrew Fash the third, already up 3 spots, working on getting the 4th one, going around Daniel Holloway in the 26 right now on the outside. So right now, 77, and now he's going to work on the 15, is a coming up through the field there.
Yeah, definitely, and shout out to that 26 truck, Daniel Holloway. I mean, as people know, he's kind of a fan favorite of us up here in the broadcast booth here. So he's having an excellent race out there tonight. He's currently in 6th position after he was involved in one incident and then decided to go racing through the grass there while he was testing his girlfriend. So good recovery by him to be racing up there in 6th position.
Did you say testing or texting his girlfriend?
What texting? I'm not. I'm just going to leave that alone, sir.
But the 77 continuing his march up towards the front. He's already up to 4th, but now he's working on that 0-2, who got a big momentum swing there coming out of 4. So that 77 going to stall out there for just a second, but he is still coming with those fresh tires. But the question is going to be, Trevor, does he have enough time to get there, as he's still got to pass 2 trucks, and the last time by he was a little over a half a second behind the race leader.
Yeah, I don't know, 14 laps to go, and he's had a strong dominant truck tonight, so I think he's got enough time to make it up there, although the 3 guys ahead of him have also had strong nights, so they certainly ain't going to make it easy for him. And yes, I said ain't.
Well, you know. Also of note, the 77 is a part-time host on the Rewind BS and Back Talk radio show here on ETVLIVE Radio. So Andrew Fash III may have a discussion about that on his next appearance on the show there about this race. So tune into that. But right now he's still got some work left to be done, and I'm sure he's not thinking about that radio show. He wants to win this race, pick up that 8th win of the season, and get even closer to making the race, to making the chase, I guess. Because remember, Andrew coming in 2 or 3 spots out of the chase. So he's trying to make up some ground. Oh, and the 15 truck in the wall coming out of 2. And no caution, and he keeps it straight, but he lost a lot of time and positions as a result.
Yeah, and that that truck has got some pretty beat-in fenders from all the action tonight. So that's one more ding. Maybe it'll just maybe it'll be like a speed ding, and maybe it'll make the truck go faster.
Brad Patton, though, 18 machine all over the 53 truck right now. James Hudson, he's got company. Not to mention 0-2 and the 77 are right there, but that 18 is all over him, and I'm telling you, that 18 gets to race in the 53 here in the next lap or so. That's going to really help the 0-2 and the 77, as we're going to have a 4-way battle for the lead here and not too many more laps.
Yeah, it looks like it's become a four-truck race here. I mean, unless we have another caution to stack the field back up again, it's going to be one of these 4 guys who's going to walk away with the trophy tonight, I think, based on they've got, about a 2-second back from 4th position all the way back to 5th position here. So it is one of these 4 trucks that is going to probably walk away here tonight.
And the 0-2 almost caught the wall coming out of 2 that time by, but he did a pretty good job of keeping it. Brad Patton, though, all over the 53 as they're coming to 10 laps to go. looking to the outside. I think he wanted to go to the bottom there, but the 53 was smart and got down really quickly to the apron, taking away that line from the 18. So 10 to go. We got to go now, Trevor. This is money-making time.
Yeah, I mean, you always say that, when you get within 10 to go, it's go time here, but these guys have been on go time for the last half of the race, I think, so they're just going to have to step it up just that extra little bit of notch and, and try to go for that win there and, try to make those passes stick.
Yeah, Brad lost a little bit of time coming off of 2 that time, almost caught the wall. I'm not so sure that he may have, but he lost a car length or so he's going to have to work hard to reel back in the 53 truck here. And the 02 and the 77 have kind of stayed stationary as where they are. Well, the 18 almost caught the wall again, as he likes hanging out with that turn 2 wall, huh?
Yeah, definitely. And I got to say, I'm surprised the 77 hasn't made more inroads. I mean, he made that big rush on that restart to get all the way up to 4th position there, and then, like you said, he's just kind of maintaining station there. I'm a little surprised with the 4 fresh tires that he's not being able to make a bigger move. But I mean, we do know that he's got at least a little bit of damage on that truck, so maybe that's playing a factor into this.
And that time by the 53 held his lead and even kind of gained on us. The 6 truck gonna go here on the apron. He's definitely a slower truck, so lets the leaders go by with courtesy, but all 4 trucks kind of maintain their positions and their time. That time by, we'll have to see what happens on this lap. Last time by, Brad Patton was 0.3 behind, and that remains the same, so nothing gaining and nothing losing there for the 53.
Yeah, like I said, I mean, I'm a little surprised that these guys aren't being able to manage. Like the 18 truck did get up to the bumper of the 53 and went to make his move, couldn't take the line he wanted, and then fell back from there. So that, excuse me, I think that killed his momentum, and he's going to have to wait a couple laps to let the tires cool down and make another run at him.
Well, he gained on him this lap, I can tell you that much. Last time by 0.3, this time 0.1. So Brad Patton is definitely getting his momentum back under him. And that's important because with only about 5.5 laps to go, he's got to get there, and he's got to get there in a hurry. But now the question is, how do you pass him? The outside lane has been the dominant one. Let's see if he can make this inside work as he goes to the bottom. Look out, here comes Brad Patton.
Well, he's got a nose in on him, but the momentum is with the 53's truck side, and but as long as he can keep his fender up there going into the corner, I think he's got at least a shot. But we've got a lapped car right in front of these guys, which is going to play into this. Is he's got to back out and dive in behind the 53 in order to get a lane there, because the lane he was in wasn't there anymore.
Yeah, 27, the lapper down there will get out of the way, though, as that kind of allowed the 02 to pull up a little bit. Brad Patton going to have to recover now. 4 laps to go when they cross the stripe. Brad Patton, I'm telling you, if he can't get around him before then, he may have to time this as he dives back to the inside to where he gets some kind of a last lap pass like Carl Edwards did back here several years ago. So Brad Patton looking to the inside now of the 53. That inside lane not going to work. 02 going to get the momentum now.
Oh, a little bit loose there. Yeah, Brad, I think I think that was his move there, and he got a little bit loose coming out of the corner and had to gather it up, and that allowed the 02 to get on the inside of him, and now that he's going to be fighting with the 02, he doesn't have a chance of catching back up to that 53 truck.
3 to go for James Hudson, who loves what he sees out of his rearview mirror. That lead is just under a half a second now over Brad Patton, who's going to have to work really hard here these last few miles to get back up there and battle the 53. And all the 53 has to do is just hit his marks from here on out, and he can get that checkered flag.
Yeah, definitely. I think he's definitely in the driver's seat here. I don't think the 18 has enough time to catch up to him, but I mean, he's made some pretty strong moves before, but that loss of momentum, allowing the 02 to get on the inside of him, I think was his downfall.
Yeah, that definitely hurt the 18 truck last time by 0.4 behind, this time by 0.3, so a tenth a lap is not going to do it from this point on. He's got to really hustle him down, but he's getting there. Definitely seeing a little bit of closure there with the 18 that time by with the 53 out of 2, but unfortunately I still don't think it's going to be enough as they're going to come to the white flag this time by.
Yeah, and 77 had a little bit of an look on the inside of the 02 truck. He's trying to get that last podium position, but
he's coming.
I don't know. I don't think he's got enough time to make it. Somebody's going to have to make a mistake for somebody to make a pass here, I think.
Yeah, but he gained a lot on him that time. It's back to a trunk length lead for the 53. He's got to hit his marks. Can't make any mistakes at all as they enter 3 and 4 here, because you know Brad Patton's going to try and dive it in really hard to get a run on him. Here comes that run. It's going to be close, but I don't think he's going to get it. And that means the 53 of James Hudson will win at Kansas.
Wow, that was a good race there, and with the 02 coming in third and the 77 finishing in 4th position.
Yeah, great 4-way battle there for the win there at the end. Andrew Fish, the 3rd, coming home in 4th after he pitted there late in the race. So not sure if the strategy worked completely to his liking there or not, but good solid run for Andrew and a good point tonight. But James Hudson is your race winner, and he had a very, very fast truck all night long. Started on the pole and finished 1st. That's the way you want to do it out here in the Integrity Racing League. So he's going to come down here to the front stretch, and I'm sure the crew chief has given him permission to burn that thing down.
Yeah, definitely. And another thing to note here, I mean, that that we had James Hudson and Brad Patton finishing 1-2 here, and those are 2 people who are fighting it out for the Rookie of the Year. So, you know, who says that the veterans get all the fun? I mean, we've got, you know, the 1st and 2nd place trucks are both rookies in this league and fighting out for that Rookie of the Year. So that's some good racing by those guys.
Well, we are going to step away and take a quick commercial break. Come back with the Integrity Racing League ETV Live post-race show. James Hudson, your winner here tonight in Kansas after starting here on the pole. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere, folks.
Race fans, it's time for those most famous words in motorsports. Travis, start your engines!
Michael Conti comes up at a corner number 4, and the checkered flag, he wins his first NASCAR iRacing.
InsideSimRacing.tv, the fastest show on the internet. Sim racing news and reviews since 2007, with new shows every week.
Welcome back to the Kansas Speedway here for the Integrity Racing League. Just wrapped up another fantastic race here this evening. And we saw a lot of great racing here tonight, all throughout the race, but especially there towards the end. But now it's time for your post-race show here, presented by Pro Powder and Paint. And you can check them out at propowderandpaint.com. And want to throw it down to myself, who has caught up with Brad Patton here, your second place.
Wow, that's so meta.
Yeah, well, you know. I want to catch up here with Brad Patton, our second place finisher. Brad, you looked like you gave it all that you could there in the closing laps to run down James. Couldn't quite make it, though. Still an excellent finish. Tell us about your race.
the beginning of the race wasn't that bad. I mean, it's just working through traffic and everything like that, trying to figure out the lines going through 1 and 2 and everything like that. But first off, let me apologize to Bobby Keith and Mike for getting into him. Bobby, I was going to let him go by on the high side there, coming down those closing laps, and accidentally got into him. I didn't mean to. The truck just kept washing up, and there was nothing I could do. Congrats, James, on the win. It's good. But yeah, it was a fun race. It was a hard. The hardest part about it was trying to learn the lines going through 3 and 4 where you can get speed and everything coming out there in the closing laps, and I kind of messed it up when we had about 3 laps to go. I was going to get a run on James, set him up about 1 or 2 laps left, but it's all good. I'll take a second.
Well, you certainly did what you needed to do there tonight with the second place to try and get yourself into the chase spot there here in the next couple of weeks. So a good solid points night, if nothing else. Anybody out there that you want to give a quick shout out to?
Yeah, say hi to my family and that. They were all watching the race and everything like that. Got to thank Integrity for running the league, and that one of the best leagues I've ever been part of. Yeah, just Bud Light. Loved it. It's a good drink. But yeah, and also can't forget about Butt Kicker, seeing as how they came on as a sponsor there late in the season. They're doing the Rookie of the Year. So that'd be about it.
All right, well, there you heard it from your second place finisher there, Mr. Brad Patton, who is definitely helping his chances at chasing down the championship here in just a couple of weeks. So congratulations to him on that second place finish. And the man that he came in second to is standing next to Trevor down in Victory Circle.
Yeah, I'm down here with James Hudson, driver of the 53 truck. James, that's your second victory of the season here. It was an interesting race in behind you there. I mean, you fell back a couple times when, on some strategies and stuff. But looking at your truck, you look to be one of the only clean sort of looking trucks out there. So how'd that race play out for you tonight?
Played out pretty good. I mean, it brought her home with the win. So, yeah, it was definitely a tricky race. Yeah, kind of keep that thing off the wall, keep it clean. I think that was mainly the name of the game right there, was keep your car clean and, keep yourself in contention. A lot of tough, good battling out there. That was a fun race, though. Had a lot of fun with it.
Yeah, it definitely looked. It was. I can tell you, it was pretty exciting from up here in the booth, and had to been down there as well. With the different lines and stuff. Did you ever? A lot of people were having trouble, getting that low line to work there. Did you? You were, I believe, sticking more to the high line there, but you had a couple guys trying to make moves on the inside lane. Did you have problems figuring out what lane was going to actually work for you out there?
Well, I had spent a lot of time in practice, and I knew I had a good car that ran up top, and we experimented. You qualified on the bottom of 3 and 4, but during the race, it just wouldn't. There was no speed down there after the tires wore out a little bit, so you kind of had to stick up to the top. It was kind of a one-groove track, kind of reminded me of Darlington a lot. Just like that. I mean, it was tough. It was tough battling out there. So, the lines, you had that one line. That was just about it, really.
Well, and tonight you made unfortunately not too much of a gain, but a little bit of gain on Brad for that Butt Kicker Rookie of the Year standing. So that's got to feel good. But definitely congratulations on a great race out there, James. It was you win the pole, you go out there, you win the race, keep the truck clean. I don't think the crew can ask more from you. So. But anybody out there you want to thank? Any shout-outs to make from Victory Circle here?
Yeah, absolutely, and thank you. I'd like to thank Jacob and Duel for putting this stuff on. Integrity's a fun league. I'll have a lot of fun with it, try to make as many races as I can with it. Got to thank Butt Kicker and Pro Powder and Paint. They help us a lot with all this stuff. And that's really about it.
All right, thanks, James. So that was our winner here tonight from Kansas Motor Speedway. A great race out there. Chad, so what do you think? I mean, we had some exciting times up here, and it was hard to keep up at times, and that was great to see for our return back to the Integrity Racing League. I had a lot of fun up here in the booth tonight.
Oh, absolutely. That was some fantastic racing there. A bit of a wild stretch throughout, but that was some good hard racing that we saw here tonight. So always a lot of fun to be up here in the booth with you. doing the Integrity Racing League here on ETV Live, and just so everybody knows, next week 200 laps at New Smyrna Speedway. So a little bit of a short track to end up, I guess you could call the regular season, and we will set the chase filled and get that chase for the championship started a couple weeks down the road after that. So looking forward to that broadcast next week, and I know that you will be as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And just taking a quick look through, I mean, obviously Michael Duell didn't have that great of a race. He ended up finishing in 13th position, but with as big of a lead as he had, I don't think he was that worried, especially with Jacob not making the field tonight. Matthew Wright, who came in third in points, had a rough night and retired from the race. We had a lot of, I think there's going to be some shakeup there. I mean, Jim Fife was in ninth, and he had a rough night, and Matt Busa wasn't there, but Brad Patton had a great race, starting in 11th position. So, and Andrew Fayash obviously had a great race as well. So we'll have to wait until the statisticians get busy with the points and see where we stand. But I think it'll be interesting running down the points as we go into New Smyrna and see, who's going to make the chase, who's not. I mean, that's the best you can ask for, is to have, the last race really mean something, and I think that's what we've set up here.
Yeah, so should be a dandy next week, and of course it's a short track. So and that's a very challenging short track. So be sure and tune in next week and check out that race here on ETV Live. Quick shout out to JD Webb and of course the lovely Laura Lawson down there, pushing all the buttons and doing a fantastic job. She had her work cut out for extra tonight. So always fun, and those are my final thoughts. So Trevor, I guess I'll let you close us out here.
Yeah, just wanted to send a quick reminder to everybody that this was the Integrity Racing League that you guys were watching here tonight, and they have some fantastic racing going on, as you saw. You can check them out at integrityracingleague.net. And, of course, the Integrity Racing League is sponsored by Pro Powder and Paint, and you can check them out at propowderandpaint.com. So I think that'll about do it tonight. It's been a blast being up here in the booth. Can't wait for next week, and that's it from my side of the border, and we'll catch you guys next week.